Hey, welcome back to another episode of Let's Play Castlevania Dawn of Sorrow. It's been a little while, but we're picking up where we left off again here in the warp room area of, what was it? Silent Ruins, that's what it's called. See, it's been that long. Anyway, let's see here. We have a lot of magma flowing in the background, and we're about to find out why that is. I mean, granted, we are pretty far underground, so that shouldn't be much of a surprise, but... Oh! Julius! I'm fine, don't worry. What? You done already? So much for the legendary Belmont. Talk all you want. Hey, punk! Looks like I can get me a little payback from ya. But I'm not at full power just yet. The throne chamber on the top floor. You are heading there, aren't you? That's where we settle scores, once and for all. Watch it. He's tough, especially for me, since I can't use magic seals. Hold on, Julius. You can't use magic seals? What about it? Well, didn't you run into monsters that you couldn't destroy? No, I destroyed them before they could reconstitute. They weren't a problem. But this time, I don't think that'll work. You've got to be joking. That should have been impossible. Forget about me. You can go on. I'll be fine. He's expecting me. I'll be on my way. Watch out for his fire attacks, but you can do it. Don't disappoint me. Got it. Alright, so that explains why the fire and gaping holes in the wall are in that background lately. Apparently, Dario Bossi and Julius had some sort of battle recently and basically destroyed part of the ruins. And since Dario controls fire, that explains the magma. Anyway, let's continue on here. More zombies and bats, what do you expect? And a boss door. Now, let's see. Oh, we've got a library entry. We'll read that first, I suppose. There we go, Chronomage. A monster that lurked within Dracula's castle when it was sealed inside the solar eclipse last year. Possessing the ability to control time, it had tried to impede Soma's progress. It is close friends with Zephyr. Which is kind of ironic, actually, because we use Zephyr to destroy Chronomage. So much for friendship. Anyway, let's see. The setup I recommend for the boss is as follows. As far as weapons go, it really doesn't matter. Your armor, I recommend, would be your highest defense, which, of course, at this point is ever seen. And then for accessories, I use Skull Necklace just for the intelligence boost, because we'll be using a soul-based strategy for this boss. Now for souls, the red one I recommend is Bomber Armor. It does massive damage on this boss. And then, since we're trying to get major damage, might as well abuse Flying Humanoid for its intelligence boost. And Lilith for even more intelligence. Now let's head inside. Now notice this uses Magic Seal 4, so make sure you have that memorized before heading in. And inside we face Bat Company. Now this boss basically has a set pattern where it transforms into one of several forms, then it goes into a transitory stage, and then back to another form. There's the transitory. Whenever you get in that stage, use the Flying Humanoid to boost your intelligence, and now you can do like 500 damage to it at a time each bomb, if you get lucky. There we go. And then just use your magic seal. It doesn't get much easier than that. You can also abuse the Slime Soul, because this is a confined area. And we get the Bat Company Soul, which allows us to transform into a bat and fly. Now, after the battle, make sure you change your weapon and soul setup back to what you prefer generally, like the Soul Eater ring and then your soul setup. And I'll show off the Bat Company soul here too. Basically, it turns you into a bat, so now we have the ability to fly. Anyway, now that we have the ability to fly, we can backtrack to a whole bunch of different areas in the castle and find all of those items we couldn't reach any other way previously. So the first area we'll pick up back at is the waterfall, and I'll see you there in just a moment. Alright, we're back here in Subterranean Hell at the waterfall chamber. And remember, there was that passage to the left. We'll be heading there soon enough. But first, we want to explore what's at the top of the waterfall. So, transform into the bat and just start flying up. Now, make sure you don't get hit by any monsters and you don't touch the water, because any contact with another object actually will turn you back into a bat, aside from just ground. Oops. There we go. And then double jump up here and bat up the rest of the way. And now we're at the top of the waterfall. This is the source. Which is kind of weird because how does this refill the whole time? It's one of those things that's never really explained. A little pool apparently powers that whole waterfall forever. Anyway, we're back in the wizardry lab, if you can recognize the music. And this is one of those two hallways that we couldn't actually completely go through due to one of those screw gates. Right there. This is actually the one where we fought Dracula, Frankenstein there. The creature, rather. Anyway, Aquarius I could show off right there, but we've already seen that back when we were exploring Subterranean Hell, so you can watch that episode if you want a full rundown of it. Anyway, let's press the switch, and that now opens up the way between Wizardry Lab and Subterranean Hell. Now our next goal is to explore the area beyond the waterfall, or behind it rather, that I bypassed earlier. And you'll see why I chose not to go that way once we get towards the end of the area. We got a salmon muniere. Go figure. Isn't that item that took me like 5 hours to farm earlier in the Let's Play? I think I've got 2 of those with no effort at all after that. Ridiculous. Anyway, let's head behind the waterfall. More of the same, basically, at this point. You can actually kill this guy from below, which is kind of a smart idea. And off to the left, we have a weird room. Now, this is actually a trap, because if you keep walking, you'll sink to the bottom and hit the spikes. There are 2 ways to cross this room, and I'll show both strategies in case you don't have the souls for one or the other. The first is to turn off the Rahab ability, which will allow you to hover across the water. Now, halfway across this room, you're going to notice that you can't keep going, but there are platforms on the spikes below. So, you want to switch to a soul setup that includes Puppet Master, and let's see, where's it at? Skeleton Amos. There it is. This will allow you to toss yourself to the other platform once you turn off or on the Rahab again. See? And now we can just turn back off Rahab, and you can float over to the other side. Now, the other way across this gap here, I just need to get back there so I can show it to you from that side. Let's see. I'll just reacquire all my old souls again. Is to use the Bone Arc's ability. And there we go. Now, let's say you don't want to toggle Rahab. If you leave it like this and you're on the far right side of the screen, you can actually just Bone Arc across this whole thing. they walk right over the spikes and it doesn't hurt you at all. So those are 2 ways across this room. Anyway, let's head in here, and in this connector hallway we've got a new area coming up, but I've run completely out of time, so we'll have to pick up here next time when we explore the secret area behind the waterfall. So stay tuned, and thanks for watching.